Hey, girlfriends. Welcome to Curls and Conversations podcast, the show where we keep it real about curls, confidence, and culture. I'm your host, Unique Johnson, a 10-year natural hairstylist and specialist of curls. Every week, we're talking about hair truths, industry trends, and everything in between. So grab your bonnet and grab your tea because it's about to get real. Today's hot topic is pricing. I have, so I'm on the socials and I have seen the most conversation about hairstylist pricing or nail artists or barbers or whoever is in the beauty industry. Pricing has been such a hot topic. So I want to discuss that today because, as someone who does know her worth when it comes to skill and performance, when it comes to what I do. Um, I feel like I see both sides and I really don't have a dog in this fight, to be quite honest, but it does need to be addressed. So what I'm seeing is a lot of consumers or clients are upset that beauty services are costing so much, right? And in comparison to, 2002 or even 2010, excuse me, prices are different and they are expected to increase over the time or over the years. Nothing is meant to stay the same. And I think that what happened was, I'm not sure what year this was, but it could have been around 2020, who knows. There was an influx of hairstylists putting out videos of like, this is how much I make a month, or this is how much I make per client, this is how much da da da, this is my breakdown of the cost of service. And I think that it really opened Pandora's box, to be honest, and it opened the window to consumers and clients having an idea of how much money could be made doing beauty services. So then I feel like there's almost like a feeling of resentment, right? Because, and I'm a consumer as well. Like, I don't do everything by myself. So, excuse me, when I'm going to go get braids, I have to take in consideration like braids are not going to be $200, not for what I want, and I accept that. I've paid a lot of money to get my hair done. I've even flown to different cities to get my hair done multiple times, and it was not shy of $400. So, but I never complained about the price because the price is the price, and I don't mind the price if I'm getting exactly what I asked for, right? And it's just so baffling to me that a lot of clients or consumers almost feel entitled to a cheaper price, but they don't want the skill level that comes with that cheaper price. So, and again, this does not apply to me. I don't have this problem. Um, but what I see, and honestly, it's mostly on threads. Like, I see it all the time, and I'm trying to fix my algorithm, y'all. Like, cause I hate seeing the conversation be repeated all over, like just over and over. But it just makes me, and I'm always like looking at comments and just seeing how people feel and seeing what they're saying about this, because as someone who's on the opposite side, who is a beauty professional and in the service industry, I have always charged what I'm worth and what my skills can provide. So, for instance, if somebody came to me and they're like, oh, I want like this short taper cut with a relaxer and like all this, like with little short curls or whatever, I'm like, okay, I can do that, but it's also not my specialty. So my price may be a little bit cheaper than somebody who that's all they do all day. Like they can push out a taper cut and some curls and a relaxer and they can do it in their sleep. Like, my price is definitely going to differ from that other person's price who that's what they do. And same for me. I specialize in curls. I specialize in natural hair and hair color. So my pricing is going to be different from somebody who does not specialize in that. And even if they do specialize in it and my prices are higher, it's because of the knowledge and the skill that I have and the fact that you not going to walk out of here with two hairs on your head. Um, it's all that takes in is taken into consideration. So I want to break down my perspective and how I price my services. So um, I start by asking myself how much money I want to make per hour. And then I go into what is my skill level for said service. If it's at the top, then I'm going to maximize whatever I want to make per hour. If it's somewhere in the middle, I may take some money off. If it's lower, then I'm going to make a lower amount per hour. Also, the product it takes, how much product I'm using, and what I need to create said service. So if it's hair color and I'm needing 4 boxes of color, a developer, a lightener, a treatment, all of that is probably going to cost me like $100. And that's not, I'm not even joking. Like all of that is probably going to be somewhere around $100, maybe a little bit more. So then I have to factor that number into what I want to make because that's coming out of my revenue off top. So then I look at how much time it's taking. How much time does it take me to do said service? So if I'm doing a hair color, a color correction, and it takes me 5 hours, 6 hours to do, most likely I'm going to be charging per hour anyway, but I'm taking in consideration how much product I'm using, how much time it's taking, my skill level to make sure that the hair is even and it's what you want as the client. And I'm taking in consideration how much I want to make per hour. And those are all the things that I think about when it comes to pricing for myself. And sometimes, and honestly, sometimes I will look at some pricing on some of my service and I'll be like, you know what, I can go down a little bit. Like I can take some money off of this. And I'll do it. Like I'm not somebody who's like super, super stern on pricing either. If the economy is doing bad and say for instance, my silk press is $200, I'm probably gonna lower it. Like, then that's just my personal perspective. This is something that I would do. I'm not suggesting this to anybody, but this is something that I would do. If my silk press was originally priced at $200 and the economy is what it is and people are losing their jobs and losing their SNAP benefits and all this stuff, I can afford to take a hit off of a silk press. Like, I can afford that, right? But also, everybody is different. Everybody is running their business how they see fit. And we're all just trying to survive, to be quite honest. Everybody. It is not just beauty professionals. It's not just hairstylists. It's not just the mailman. Like, everybody is out here trying to survive and get by. And that's it. And that's all. And I think that if we could practice a little bit more empathy when it comes to that, maybe we can have a better understanding of pricing and just understanding like their price is their price, and you can very well go to someone else that is within your budget. And who's to say you may get the same skill level as this person who is charging more, or you may get less. Like that's just a gamble that you take really with anybody, because you can have $1,000 service and still not do really good. Okay, but That's just this. It's a gamble that you take, and like I said at the beginning, I don't have a dog in this fight. It's something that I never experienced, and what I will say that is like being honest with me. If you're a long term client, being honest with me, um, and being transparent about like what your needs are, I'm always open to that, right? Like I'm not some robot. I'm not somebody who is like super stern. Like I have a really big heart, to be quite honest. And a lot of times, like even the prices that I do have, I'm like, oh my God, like I just will have to walk away from the front desk when people are checking out. Cause I'm like, holy shit, like, oh my God, like I'll do hair for free, to be quiet. Like I'll do it for free. I'll do it outside. I'll do it in a hotel room. Like it don't matter to me because it's something that I love to do, and money doesn't really like matter to me all the way. Of course, like making my bills and having food to eat, like all that is important. Yes, of course, but when it comes to my passion, like I could do hair for a burger, child, like or a glass of wine. I can do hair for anything as long as both parties are both parties understand um and respects the skill, right? Because a lot of times people don't respect your skill. They don't respect the knowledge and the education that one has had to pay for to even acquire these skills, and then they want you to discount it. Like that's disrespectful. For a client to negotiate pricing, excuse me, is disrespectful. Um, and I think that once we get back to a place where there is a mutual respect with the client and the service provider, then we can start to kind of like put it into these conversations that we're having and put it into like this client servicer war that we're having right now, because it just doesn't make sense to me. Like it just doesn't make sense. If the person is not in your budget, then go to someone else. If you want this person and they're out of your budget at the time, then talk to said person and say, hey, this is what I want. It's a little bit out of my budget, but what can we do to like either get me there halfway, or what can we do to, like come to a middle ground or something like that, if that is the service provider that you are wanting to go with. But you as the client or consumer should not be trying to negotiate a lower price to your service provider, because that is very disrespectful. um, or even trying to walk out like that. I mean, thankfully, I have not had to experience any of that. But yeah, I think that there's been a lost respect on both sides, to be quite honest, because these new hairstylists not even washing hair, y'all. Oh my God. They're not washing hair. And they're not washing hair. On top of that, they're unprofessional. On top of that, they just the what am I looking for? The customer service is not there, and you're wondering as a service provider why you're not getting booked, why you're struggling in a recession, because that's what we're in right now. And in my experience, people hairstylists have survived recessions, and people like to say, oh, when a recession comes or whatever, like self-care, beauty services are usually the first to go. That's not true. That is completely not true. People want to feel good, right? Even if they are broke down, got $5 to their name, child. People want to feel good. In order to feel good, sometimes you need to look good. So regardless of what the economy is doing, there are people that are like, I don't care what happens in this world. I'm getting my hair done. I don't care what happens with this economy. My nails and my toes have to be done. I don't care what's going on in my whatever life. My lashes got to be done. My eyebrows got to be done, because that's what helps them feel confident. And I will never underestimate the feeling of having confidence and going out into the world when the world is turned into shit. Like, you can't underestimate that feeling. So I don't believe that people are going to immediately give up beauty services when it comes to an economic downturn, because it's just simply not true. Everybody's not broke. Okay, clock it. Everybody's not broke. And if that's something that you're experiencing, then one, you need to get around some different people, have different language, like the language that you speak about yourself and your business. All that is contributing. Um, and I recently watched this video on TikTok, and it stopped me in my tracks, because it's basically about frequencies and manifestations. And basically the guy was saying, it's an older Asian guy, he was saying how the universe does not respond to how good of a person you are. It doesn't respond to how bad of a person you are. It doesn't respond to you giving out $500 for charity, or you buying the next person a burger because they're a homeless person. Like, the universe doesn't respond to that. It responds to the frequency that you're at. So if you are somebody who is a nice person, right? Like, you're nice and you're giving, and if something bad happens to you, people are like, oh, well, I don't understand how something can happen to somebody like that, because they're so nice, they're so good, da da da. But at the same time, this nice person is insecure. They have no confidence. They speak downly on themselves. And they're carrying around all this low vibrational energy. That is what the universe picks up. It doesn't pick up how good of a person is. And same thing for a bad person, quote unquote. And we can use the example of Trump, for example. Like, people would say that he's a bad person. I would say that he's a bad person. But people will say that he's a bad person, right? And they don't understand, like, how's he still in office? How's he getting away with all this stuff? Da, 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 da. But it's because of the frequency that him and this administration is at. They're at a higher frequency. They are doing things that shouldn't be done or can't be done, because they wholeheartedly believe that what they're doing is right. Like, they believe in their spirit, their bones, that they are making America great again. And that is why they continue to get away with the things that they're getting away with, because of the frequency that they're putting out. So just think about that. Like, and I know I kind of went off on a tangent and a rant about something completely different than pricing, but it all does come together. Like, even as a consumer, if you're complaining about somebody's pricing because you don't want to pay it, or it's too much for you, or you don't feel like it's justified, then that speaks more to the type of frequency that you're putting out than anything. So both sides, I believe, just need to have a reality check, and just reevaluate, how you are showing up when nobody is around. So I'm going to leave you all with that. And I hope that this conversation will spark other conversations and inspire you to, be more aware and conscious of how you're showing up. So, till next time. This is a small one, but it makes the world of a difference. So you see how, like, I have a center part, whatever. I'm gonna bust down, I'm gonna talk girly, okay? But when I go to wrap my hair, You know how you wrap it one way and like you have that weird hump on one side because it's like it's been wrapped and slept on it all night. So in order to get rid of that, you wrap it the opposite way every single night. So one night I'll wrap it this way, the other night I'll wrap it that way, so that you confuse the cuticle so that when you take it down, it's just flat. You don't have that weird hump in the front. Now I know that's a very specific and niche hair tip, but it works and it is very helpful when you don't have any time to pull out your flat iron in the morning to get that little hump. Just go ahead and wrap it the opposite side and it'll be flat. Thanks for tuning in to Curls and Conversation, where every strand tells a hair story. I hope you leave here feeling inspired to love on your hair a little bit more. Be sure to follow, like, and subscribe. Until next time, stay moisturized, stay confident, and stay curly.